Hello, lovely people. Good morning from Dhaka, Bangladesh. 12:45 here in Dhaka, and our city is getting warmer with the days. Winter is slowly leaving us. I have already done two videos for you, and then I'll do this one extra episode. I want to talk to you guys. Perhaps I thought of some topic. I just want to discuss with you. Hopefully, you're doing good and you are healthy. I can say the same for myself as the age is getting more and more. I am getting into more trouble with my food. Few days back, I had an accident, fell from a trishaw rickshaw, and then also I'm having some neck problem. Typical other problems are there as well. So I just think being old, it has its plus and then minuses as well. So when we used to be kids, like we used to be like always wondering, when you're gonna grow up, when you're gonna act like men, people will respect us, and then we can smoke in like public, or we can act like grown-ups, people will look up to us like that. You're not gonna call us kids and stuff. But as we grew up, as I grew up, I just realized more and more days going by, I'm liking peaceful and quiet. I don't know what's the reason, but I like to stay by myself. More and more people I watch here, I don't know what if I lived somewhere else, what would have happened, but I like peaceful and quiet, which is rare to get. But it's okay. That's not the stuff I want to discuss today. I would like to discuss something like the economic condition. I have talked about this before, and how you can play your fragrance game, or you can be smart collecting fragrances for better deals, or how you should perhaps look at the fragrance game if it's getting too expensive. I did do a review yesterday about Bulgari's Man in Black. Just like that fragrance, many other fragrances is becoming super expensive for many reasons. One is the war that's happening in Russia, between Russia and Ukraine. Also the post-COVID situation that was gonna happen, and also at the same time the dollar value, everything is contributing to the factor. In Bangladesh, especially, we're seeing very expensive price tag for perfumes. So designer fragrances are becoming almost niche-like, almost double or more than that, and Chanel Dior's are getting out of reach. So it's getting difficult. So in this kind of situation, I'm telling you from our community, I have a group called Fragcomm Bangladesh. I leave the link below. You can always join. We discuss fragrances, scent of the day, and stuff like that. I did post that our economic condition, especially in Bangladesh, due to corruption and all that, our economic situation is pretty bad. We have electricity failure. We have fuel prices gone high. Everything became so expensive. Food, transportation, and plus we definitely have the corruption everywhere. The food quality is not good. The pollution level, the jam, everything is not happening. This year hasn't started well. It's gonna get worse. But I asked people like, what do you think? And most of the people said they do agree. Fragrances are not their priority list anymore. Many people are selling off their fragrances, going out of fragrance game. They haven't bought anything for months, perhaps due to this economic crisis that's already happening, and increasing upwards living expenses, right? So in the middle of all that, we definitely have our hobbies, and this is not our first goal. Fragrance are not our first goal. We definitely have to secure our uh, food, shelter, other necessities and other priorities. Then if we have this sort of passion and love in our heart, then we still play fragrance game. I personally have sold quite a few fragrances, and I'm letting go of some more expensive ones, because practically thinking, I cannot hold so many fragrances. It's just not making sense to me. I have a small page, okay? It's a Decant page. I started 2017. That's just the oldest Decant page in Bangladesh, but that's not doing so well. The sales have dropped significantly, and I cannot say that I'm doing good. I'm spending a lot more than I'm making. So I decided that I'm going to reduce the buying. And last, like this whole month, December I bought few because it was year end, but I'm holding back my horses. January I bought about 7 to 8 fragrances only, not more than that. And some of them are body sprays, some of them are cheaper clones. So I did not spend so much money. I went for holiday. That's where some money went, and then food, other stuff I'm reserving. So some of the tips I wanted to share with you. If you're in still fragrance game, you still want to play, you can do these tricks. Okay, first of all, stop looking at brand new releases. Um, like if you especially do not have endless amount of cash inflow. Some people are rich. Okay, let's just keep it simple. If you're rich, then ignore this suggestion. This doesn't apply to you. You can still go and buy. If the world is dying out of hunger, you still can buy 10 backup bottles. That's not going to affect you. But I'm not blaming you. I'm not holding you accountable. I'm sorry, I have a little bit of cold. So I'm trying to clear my throat at the same time trying to talk. But if, just like me, you belong in a situation where you have to think of budget, you have to plan wisely, spend wisely, save up, I will think, do not look at the latest releases. Okay, may it be designer, may it be niche. What's going to happen if you do have a page like me that you sell some decants and think of recovering some money, or you just think like, hey, let's buy 30 fragrances per month, it will definitely affect your livelihood. So when latest fragrances come, their biggest problem is the price tag. Everything is retail. When you're gonna pay $150, $110 for a retail fragrance, you can get the same fragrance after 5 to 6 months in discounters. You'll get testers, or it will hit discounters, price will go down. So you'll definitely pay not more than 60 to 70 bucks, let's say, versus 110, 150 bucks. There's a huge difference. So you have to think like, I want it so bad. You have to close that option for a time being. Okay, that's my first tip. Do not buy latest fragrances. Wait for them to go down in price. If you create a hype, or if you create the demand, the price will never go down in a hurry. You have to wait perhaps 2 years. Okay, and then perhaps it will be stock out. So look into fragrances that in past you wanted but you never got, and there's some of the shop they're still selling for good price tag. You can get 3 4 fragrances for that price tag. I do that. I go and do shopping where I can get some fragrance to review, some to use, some to decant, or some to gift. Okay, I look for different brands. Okay, Davidoff, Calvin Klein, Azaro. So if you look at those kind of shops, they still have some old stock they sell for good price, and sometimes they'll let it go for even cheaper price tag because they want to get rid of it. So shopkeepers, they don't want to keep old stock. They said, it's already old, I want to get rid of it, I'll give you good discount, you take it 30 40% off. So that's my first tip. Second tip you can do, if you are a collector, okay, let's say you collect every month, it's like your hobby, passion, dedication, or even addiction, right? Get the fragrances you really want best. Do not get something mediocre. Okay, like perhaps it's not going to be that good. Okay, let's say something like YSL Y, and they're endless flankers, or 1 million, or the endless flankers. There are a lot of flankers. How many are you going to end up buying? You have like, that's the whole line. Say Euros, you have the whole line. EDP, Perfume, EDT, all three smell almost identical. Did you need all of them? No. So if space is an issue and you have to make some good decisions, just buy the one that you want really bad. If it's a niche perfume, get one and you just save up and buy a good fragrance per month. You can also use it. If you don't use the fragrance, you just put it back. It's just complete wastage. Okay, so my suggestion is, do not get mediocre fragrance that you get it for hype. Okay, and I couldn't help it. I was coming back on from work, I'm talking about you, by the way, and I saw the perfume shop, and it just automatically like it drew me out there, and I really had to spend that money to feel good about myself. This is what we do, but let's not do that anymore. I at first found it very difficult not to go to shops, but after a few days you get used to it. The blood rush goes less. You feel a little bit disappointed and depressed, but if you do not overspend on perfumes, you'll be okay, trust me. Okay, third, I would say, if you still have to play the game, go for the marketplace. Every country, they have a marketplace or groups where they sell partials or decants, something for a much more affordable price tag or reasonable. Try to grab good deals. Okay, what happens, sometimes people need urgent cash. If you keep your eyes on the page, perhaps you can score a Dior Sauvage for much cheaper price tag, almost full, or 80 ml, because 80 ml is not going to cost you the same price as brand new, right? So let's say Sauvage costs $120, $30. 80 ml perhaps will cost you 75 bucks. Someone is selling it. Great deal. Take it. Maybe you can score it as low as for 50 bucks. You never know. You can get lucky. So if you have a trusted source, try to get those deals. In that way, you'll still have the fragrance. You'll feel better. You didn't spend, again, retail, but you score a great fragrance. Okay. So in that way, yeah, you can save some money. The other one, I would say, buy a lot of official samples. Okay, what do I mean by official samples? Do I have any here? I usually have around me a lot of them. Okay, let me show you. I have one here. Wait. Of course, what's official sample. I don't think that you don't know anything. Of course, let's say these are official samples. Okay, this is Parfum de Marly. I have to buy this fragrance, Percival. I used to have it. I sold it off. If you are in overseas, shopping malls, if you do shopping, any most of the sales assistants, they will give you some for free as a gift if they're nice people. And at times, even if you cannot get them, you can buy them for very good price. Like they're not expensive at all. $1, let's say $1.5, $1.50. You can get these samples, and you can get a bunch of them. You can get a taste of it from 1.5 ml, 2 ml, and they are really good way to discover fragrance. You can meet the craving. Let's say you cannot have a whole box of like, how do I say? Let's say you buy very expensive noodles, right? And you like those Thai noodles, like they're spicy seafood, but they're expensive. You buy like a six pack, or those Korean noodles, they become so expensive, like $50 or $60. But instead, you bought one packet, okay? That's just like cheaper, much cheaper, but you get taste of it, and then you can meet the craving. So you can do that in a way. Yes, it's a little bit cheating. You will not feel maybe satisfied. Hey, I don't have a full bottle that I want to spray every day. I like it so much. So I'll tell you, it's not a bad decision. Do you know why? Because out of this tens or 20s or 30s samples, you'll find something full bottle worthy. And when you buy that, it will save you money from buying so many other fragrances which perhaps you'll not need, you'll not use. I know many of my friends, I see their scent of the day, the bottle's always full, and they have a lot of fragrances, hundreds of fragrances. So the addiction got them bad, but they never use those fragrances. They don't decant, so nothing makes sense. Okay, so something has to make sense, right? So these are some ways I think you can do. And also, one other thing I do, I go around the city. I go every single fragrance shop. Sometimes you don't know what you're gonna find. Yes, you pay the taxi ride or pay for fuel or parking. Yes, you spend some money, but sometimes you get such good deals of discounted fragrances. I buy them, I review them, then I sell them, with profit, because people won't be able to have the spare time that they go around. They don't have the patience. I do. So I do fragrance work. But you can go around the city. You can find some vintage shops where they have great fragrances. Like I found Kenzo Air, okay? And fragrances like Kenzo Amboise. I don't find these every shop. So if you see Marc Jacobs Bang, I didn't expect to find it anywhere. I found it. I was lucky. So you go around, spend some time. If you really love fragrances, this is what you can do. I know many people who have no passion, because they want everything. I put a review link and people ask, how's this fragrance? And I'm like, how are you, sir? Are you okay? Like I just put the link, watch the video. They don't even want to watch anything. They don't want to even read on Fragrantica. And that I don't call as a passion. Like if you don't have time, love, or research time for a fragrance, you are not in fragrance game. Trust me, you are just like lost. You're just doing it like because of hype for timing. They're gonna just go away from this one day. But these are some tips I can give you. Lastly, I want to finish with one point that I don't want to discuss so much, but I have seen certain channels I used to have so much respect for. They just literally have, we all are commercial. There's just nobody's perfect. Nobody is like, like a clean sheet. But we do have some corporate social responsibility. If we have to have some, we have to have some sort of responsibility. Like we have to do quality work, keep entertaining content, show different fragrances. But if we keep rotating 10 fragrances, 5 fragrances in every video, and we're doing like Dylan Blue versus Sauvage versus Aventus, and we're just taking our audience to be complete brainless morons, and that's just not right. I've been seeing this, and this is happening from top level reviewers. Some reviewers are just doing, I don't see any point of fragrance reviewers doing no fragrance reviews. They're just doing live talk, talking about the reviewers, and this live chat, and I don't know what. They're just super complicated and super smart. I just don't get it. But fragrance reviewers not doing fragrance reviews and just doing some other stuff just to make money or living, not giving anything to the society that much. It's kind of sad. I've been seeing this trend, and at times, trust me, I get tired. I think of maybe I should stop this game, because it's no longer fun like 2016, 17, those times 18. That time, and I think from 2009 all the way to 2016, 17, it was a great little phase. Great reviewers, great content, original releases. Even nowadays, the fragrance releases are kind of sucks, because everything is just a flanker, and just a lack of ingredients, a lot of regulations, a lot of problems. So we're not seeing that many designer releases, because designer is where it's the interest at, because they're reachable, they're found everywhere. Niche fragrances, I think, are popular, but not as much as designers. It's just my observation. Most people, they spend on designers. So designer companies are not doing enough like fragrance releases, which are interesting. Everything comes in the same bottle. And I don't find a fragrance that smells different than Baccarat Rouge, Sauvage, Aventus, or something similar to Bleu de Chanel. That's what even Middle Eastern brands are doing. Armaf is doing nowadays. I buy them sometimes because I have to create content, but trust me, sometimes I get bored. As a fragrance reviewer, as a user, or as a fan, I want to see something like original creation. Give us another masterpiece like Fahrenheit. Give us something Dior. Give us something Chanel. That we can be looking forward to. No original creation nowadays in designer side. It's just so sad. And that's mentioning about the reviewers. It's so disappointing. These are our idols one time. I'm not going to take names to spread hatred, but when I see it's just someone's holding a fragrance bottle, you know, just holding it, making this face, they're just doing that. And you just see that, just 50 sprays of Aventus for no good reason. What did it achieve, Um, perhaps maybe the good times are gone, but I really hope some good reviewers come forward. If you have fresh ideas as you wanted to be reviewer, start at some point. Do not think of achievement, do not think numbers, do not think money, but you want to think of passion. Maybe you should, if you're watching me, if you have love for fragrance, if you speak in English, you can reach perhaps good crowd. And if you really love the fragrance game, do share your passion. Maybe the new reviewers are the breath of fresh air. Okay, and I do think there's some still great reviewers left, but we need to have that energy back of 2016-17. Okay, that would be great, and we definitely need some original fragrance. Thank you so much for watching, and if I said something wrong to upset you about anything, I do apologize. It was not my intention, but just sharing my 2 cents. Have a nice day. See you soon. Bye bye.